Okay, we're going to extend the setting up the SFTP one that I just did. So this video specifically is for someone who wants to set up a lab for a lot of different people to log in. We're going to do some things that I don't really like. For example, we're going to be creating the private keys for the accounts. So I'll link to the video that's the precursor to this, that's actually setting up the SFTP only option. In fact, let me just exit and exit. So this is the server I'm setting it up on. We're going to be root. So that's where we're starting at, just so you have a general idea. So I can log in as my user to this server. So let's do the following. We're going to write a little script at the command line for a in, and let's start at 10. And let's go all the way to 100. And now we need to say what we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to do is, and if I go back to my other video, in fact, I'm just going to copy and paste this. So I'm going to add a user with the group of SFTP only, setting it to bin false. This is the same from the prior video so far. Create the home directory that doesn't exist. This is the home directory. This is where I'm deviating SFTP user, and then I'm going to append the number that it's on right here is the home directory as well as the username. Okay, so that's what this is going to do. Now we're going to do a lot more than that because I don't want to have to set everything up. So we're going to copy the user I created in the other video, the .ssh, which I set up with my public key, so I can use my private key to actually SFTP to it. We're just going to copy it over into this directory. Okay. We're going to change the ownership of the authorized keys. That's one of the things I had to do. I kind of messed up in that video a little bit. We're going to change the ownership. That's sftpuser of the actual home to just root. That shouldn't be changed, but that's okay. We'll just okay. And say the same thing with chmod. That's right. That's what I want to do. And that's the user. Okay. So this so far, I'm adding the user. I'm getting the home directory pre-populated with some .ssh stuff, and I'm changing some things there. But I also want to create a key for it. So let's create a key. So this is how I'd create a key for a specific user. And call it their private key. And that should create the public key as well. It creates the key pair. Okay. After I've created the key pair, I have to take the public key, and put it into authorized keys, which to me, I refer to it as installing the lock. Sure, I have the key, I have the lock, but I'm now installing it. So I'm installing the lock. Okay. So I'm adding the user. Look, this is all one command so far. Adding the user, change the ownership. Sorry, copy stuff over, change the ownership. I don't need the sudo there, but too late. I have it. That's fine. It won't. Root can sudo. It's just kind of stupid. Doesn't need to. Change own of that. which I don't know if I need those two, but I'm going to do it anyway. ssh-keygen, creating the key into the specific directory, installing it into there. I think that's it. Done. And this is going to run for a little bit. That's a lot that it's doing. So, but 10 is the first one. So while this runs, let's test it. Oh, it's done. So, in fact, I'm going to, before I SFTP, let's try an SSH. And this shouldn't let me. Okay, it mentions this service allows SFTP connections only. Great. That's what I want to see. So let's change it to SFTP. SFTP. Sweet. Awesome. You know what? I'm just realizing though. I'm realizing I made a mistake on all 100 of these. So I'll have to fix that. That's okay. I am able to log in. The mistake I made. Oh, I guess I didn't. I only grabbed the SSH. I was thinking about creating the incoming and the outgoing, but I can create that because, yeah, not a big deal. So I just write a script to do the same thing. So what I've done here, oh, and let me show you another thing. So I was able to log in because I put my key there, but I also created a key for each one of these users. So I should be able to, as root, in fact, let's show you SSH-I, and I want to do user, and let's do 10 that we just created. The RSA. So I'm using the private key, and I want to log in as user 10 at localhost. So this is from the server, so that's, I can just say localhost. And cool, it says SFTP connections only. So if I come up here and I change this to SFTP, I'm in. Okay, so I was able to test it with its private key that I created. So since I help people learn, I might give these private keys, which are all going to be different, to people and say, hey, log in, grab something. So I am going to have to set up the outgoing and incoming. So I did miss something here. Granted, hey, that was pretty good to remember all that. So, but I did forget to create the outgoing and incoming. So, but that's cake. Just another couple lines like this. So, and I can reuse this command. So if I exit, if I just hit the up arrow, it's all there. So I can just change what I need to. I'd usually pull this into a document so I can work on it easier. So I'm going to Control C here. I'll type in history, and I'll actually grab the history from right above. So I'll have the script up top with the Control C, and I'll grab all the history for you. I hope you've enjoyed this. I've just created 90 accounts that I can use for learners to log in and grab things and drop things off. I just need to finish creating those folders. So have a good day.